Hey guys, you guys are here with Vigilant Christian Mario for another edition of Illuminati Media Exposed. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about some very basic and fundamental concepts that you guys really need to comprehend in order to fully understand this series. And what we're going to talk about is the Mk Ultra program, the Monarch programming, as well as the symbolism pertaining to that, guys. So let's get into it. First of all, guys, want to give you a warning. Graphic content is going to be following. The images may contain some disturbing content for some viewers, so viewer discretion is strongly advised. The reason I'm presenting this stuff to you guys is so that we can look at our world and see it for what it truly is right now. So I feel that it's very important to show you guys, but I definitely want to warn you before we get into it. So what we're talking about is the Mk Ultra CIA mind control and chemical interrogation program. Okay, it was run by the Office of Scientific Intelligence, and the program ran from the 1950s. What they did, guys, is they used American clients as its own subject. So their goal essentially was to create a completely undetectable mind-controlled slave, someone that they could then use in order to fulfill whatever they desired. Okay. And one of the methods that they did this is through the administration of drugs and LSD. Okay, so they would give these people drugs and they would break them down by all sorts of different torture methods and everything, guys, and just horrible, horrible things. What they need to do is break the person, create so much trauma and pain that psychologically the person is going to disassociate from reality. When the person disassociates from reality, then these people, what they do is they impose a demonic personality in the person, an altered personality. That's why you see a lot of these Illuminati artists, they have multiple personalities, okay, guys? It's because they're victims of this type of mind control, okay? So this is what they go through, and what they're how they do it sometimes is they'll show them tons of movies of disgusting and satanic and evil things. They'll even play Disney movies and The Wizard of Oz over and over and over again, because Disney and The Wizard of Oz has very subliminal satanic messages in it. That I'll do a whole other video on in the future. But that's one of the ways they do it, guys. Electroshock therapy. These guys are very skilled. They know exactly what they're doing, and they've had all the research over the years of what electroshock therapy would do to a person in terms of their the psychological effects, physiological, and everything. Okay, so if there's a lot of you guys doubting that this is impossible, that there's no way this can be done, you need to really think of hypnotism. Okay, if I go to a club this Friday and want to get hypnotized, it's very possible that I'm going to be doing things that I am not conscious of. Okay, and that's only from being with the hypnotist 5 or 10 minutes. These people are under mind control and torture for months and months and years and years and years, guys, to create the completely undetectable mind control slave. So it's very, very possible, guys. One thing I want to talk about that really gives evidence to this is in the high fashion and model industry, there's always satanic and mind control symbolism. So I just want to show you here the pentagram on her head and the eyes rolled back, symbolizing that she's possessed. Here you have Vogue. The eye in the pyramid, and masking the face, guys. So secret societies and satanic Luciferianism, guys, is found all throughout. And the reason I want to show you that is because I want to discuss a photo shoot that was done in Interview magazine. Interview magazine has all sorts of Illuminati slaves come onto it. As you can see, Megan Fox, who's one, Gaga did a shoot with them. Bjork doing eye symbolism in her photo shoot. But here's what I want to talk about. This is a photo shoot that was done within the Interview magazine about mind control. Okay, they don't obviously say it, but it's obviously that's what this is referring to. So this, guys, would represent the slave. So this represents Lady Gaga. It represents all the artists, Katy Perry, and all these artists that they use, guys, to brainwash you guys with. Okay, so they go through huge amounts of torture, and as you can see, the handler with the keys is in power, right? So here in the further pictures, you see that there's sexual torture that's done to these slaves. It's really satanic and evil what they're doing, guys. And this is to break the person down. So they have to put the person through unimaginable amounts of stress and pain and anger and all sorts of things in order to create the mind control that they desire, guys. Okay. So in the last picture of the photo shoot, you see her here. This state of mind, as you can see by her face, is showing that she's completely completely disassociated. She has no idea what's going on anymore. This is what they do to Britney Spears, guys. This is what they do to Lindsay Lohan. When you hear about them going on drug rehab rehabilitations, this is what's done to them. It's not rehab, it's brainwashing, okay? It's re-torture, it's re-administer the drugs, it's re-get them programmed so that they can go out there and promote satanic values upon the culture, okay? That's the truth about the music industry. It's sick, it's disgusting, it's satanic, and it's evil. Okay, and you need to really start seeing these things, guys. Why would they do this? There's a couple reasons, guys. One of them, they would be doing this for the military. So if you guys are familiar with the Bourne Identity movies, he's basically a mind-controlled slave for the army. Okay, so uh, basically what they do is they program him so that when they say a certain command, he turns into a lethal weapon immediately. Okay, but has no recollection of what previously happened. Okay, and this is very common with mind-controlled slaves. When they go into a altered personality and they do something, they often don't remember what they did as that person. Okay, because they have this multiple personality thing going on. Another reason that they can do this, guys, I've talked about Metropolis before. It's a movie where the elite use this robot and this woman to control the masses, and she's a singer. So this is what they're doing in the music industry, guys, okay? So they use this woman to control the people, okay? And you see this. There's Lady Gaga and all the people controlling her. She's under mind control. She gets tortured. She goes through all those things in order for her to promote satanic values upon the culture, guys, okay? And everybody is worshiping and following her. Okay, just like in the movie Metropolis. So she's a mind-controlled slave who's here to promote satanic values. And you really need to understand, guys, 50 years ago, Elvis Presley shook his hips on television, and it was the worst possible thing ever. There was an outrage about it. Now, we have basically softcore pornography on our cable networks, guys, okay? This is called desensitization. So throughout generation after generation, it keeps getting worse and worse. And that's what these MK Ultra mind-controlled slaves are out there to do. And a lot of times, a lot of them feel bad for doing it. So they'll break down and they'll talk about that. If you want more information in regards to how this is done, there's a great book on this called "How the Illuminati Create an Undetectable Total Mind-Controlled Slave" by Fritz Springmeier. So I definitely tell you to research that and look that up, guys. Now I want to talk about the multiple personalities. Okay, so when this torture happens, guys, they create multiple personalities. That's why Nicki Minaj has multiple personalities. Okay, she talks about that Romeo or whatever it is. It's a little boy that lives inside of her that was conjured up and that is enraged because of the torture that she was instilled with. They tortured her, and this demon was then controlled in rage and is now possessing her. Okay, this is what you have, guys. Okay, so Roman Reloaded and the eye symbolism. This girl is under mind control and has multiple personalities. That there's a handler, just like that girl in the picture torturing the other one, is controlling. Okay, and you have it with all the artists. Okay, so Beyonce and Sasha Fierce, these altered personalities, guys. Okay, these different personalities, and you've even heard about Britney Spears, and she has a British personality and a little girl personality, and there's even videos I'm going to show you guys of her breaking down. And a lot of you don't realize that when she went quote unquote crazy, she didn't go crazy. She was trying to break away from her handlers, break away from the mind control, okay? One of the reasons why she shaved her head is because these sick, satanic, Luciferian men who administer this type of mind control to her love blonde women. If you look at the movie Eyes Wide Shut, there's a satanic ritual where, there's all sorts of blonde women in it doing satanic things, guys. So this is what Britney Spears unfortunately and sadly is participating in. So she broke away from it, and this is her breaking away. And of course, the satanic, ridiculous media has to spin it out and be like, oh, she's crazy. And then, of course, the brainwashed and unaware people just go along, oh, yeah, she's crazy, oh, Britney Spears. Huh? You don't understand the pain and the suffering this person goes through. You need to pray for her and fight that this stuff stops, guys. And Lindsay Lohan, it's the same thing. Again, the two pillars. This is Freemason symbolism with the sun in the background, with the M here symbolizing masonry, guys, and the sick imagery and the things that they use them for. They use them to promote evil and violence and evil stuff, guys, okay? Heath Ledger, before his death, this was a picture that was painted of him, okay? So here you have his multiples. So he also was a mind-controlled slave, okay? And it's no coincidence that the last movie he showed up in was pure satanic and Freemason symbols everywhere. Okay, so the black and white checkered board everywhere. He even in the movie is hung with satanic Freemason symbols on his head, and then a couple months later he's found dead. Okay, they're sacrificing these people. They're sick. We're dealing with sick, twisted people, guys. One of the other symbols that's very common is the mannequin. Okay, so why is Megan Fox with a mannequin? Because this represents her disassociated state of mind, okay? And the black and white checkered board symbolizes Freemasonry. And again, okay, so the mannequin showing you this disassociation, because this is what happens when they psychologically break them down. Even in Eminem's video, why is Eminem sitting next to a mannequin? Tell me. Seriously. Okay, if you have any other logical conclusion, I'd like to hear it, because this is just getting blatant and obvious for people, okay? We're going to talk in future videos about the butterfly, okay? So they're constantly using the butterfly, because when they put these people through this mind control, what happens is they end up electroshock therapy, and their brain psychologically feels like they're having a butterfly effect. They're like in a different world, guys. So that's one of the symbols, and it's commonly used. And here you see Carrie, and there's strings attached to her, showing that she's a puppet, guys. Okay, and she's used. She's under mind control. There's the symbol for the mind control, and there's the eye with the black and white, guys. These people are controlled. It's really crazy. And again, guys, okay? And even Megan Fox, we will all laugh at gilded butterflies. What do you think that means? Okay? You don't have an idea. You might have what the media has told you, but that's just a lie. The truth is they're mind-controlled slaves, okay? And one of their symbols to represent themselves is with a butterfly, okay? So here you have their dolls, Mimi and Nikki, okay? And the butterfly. Over and over and over you see the symbolism, guys, okay? One of the things they also do, like I said, is they show them repetitive movies. So you see here The Wizard of Oz, and they'll show them Disney movies. So there's often Mickey Mouse symbolism. Okay, so we're going to do videos on this showing you the immense amounts of Mickey Mouse symbolism over and over, and this pertains to the mind control. Okay. Also, another part of the programming, they'll put a personality who's very sex-driven, and this is called the sex kitten, okay, and is often referred to by the cheetah print that you see here, guys. So the cheetah girls, you know, from Disney, there you go. There's these mind-controlled slaves, okay, and they're all going to be wearing this. It's over. It's repetitive, guys, okay. So there's the kitten, the sex kitten, okay, because she's a mind-controlled slave. When they do this mind control to these people, they have them do sexual things as well, because they're evil satanic men, okay? And that's who I'm exposing, guys, okay? And, you know, Lady Gaga, there you go. They all do it. They all wear butterflies. They all wear leopard print. They all flash the little OK 666 hand sign. They all put their hand over their eyes. Why, guys, okay? And there you go, Christina Aguilera. This is her altered personality. She's also a mind-controlled slave. She started off with Disney way back with Britney, okay? So they started controlling these guys way back, guys. Okay, and Beyonce, here you go with the leopard print, okay? And you can see the sexualization, guys, okay? So, guys, there's going to be a huge series. There's so much material to cover on this subject. It's a very hard subject to grasp, so I would definitely recommend any additional research you do by yourself. It's going to be beneficial for you to understand this series. But it's an absolute pleasure, guys. There's absolutely disgusting things going on, and we need to become conscious of them so that we can stand for what is right, even if it means standing alone. So God bless you all, and look forward to presenting more of this series with you. Take care, and God bless.